Alright, guys. Alright, guys, welcome in for day 2 of the inaugural WPA Women's 8-Ball World Championship here at ONEIDA Casino and Hotel. My name's Sean Denny. I'll be calling the action for this match as LFR is playing on table 3. I missed the opening lag. I apologize for that. Working on a little bit of things on my end. Can everybody hear me okay? Got a fantastic matchup here between Shui Ching Jung and Wan-Ling Wang. Sorry. Looks like she's got a pretty good shot here on the 11 in the side if it passes the 12. If not, she can take the 12 now and play the 11 next. She might have to elevate just a little bit if she can't get to if she can't pot the 11. I think she's got the angle though. Oh, no, she was able to hit it pretty full. Sometimes the angles can be a little deceiving on the screen, especially at 10 a.m. in the morning. Alright, this should just be a simple draw stun stroke. Don't have to do too much with it. Yep. Got two fantastic players here. You see their Fargos down at the bottom. both from Chinese Taipei. Or it might be Taiwan. Either way, Shui takes rack number 1. We are playing a race to 7. It is an alternating break format. So Shui won the lag. We'll have Wan breaking in rack number 2. Looks like it's going to come up dry. She's looking to make sure that the 11 goes fairly easily into the side pocket, because if it doesn't, the only other place it can go is all the way down here past the side pocket into the bottom right hand corner. Other than that, stripes really look kind of wide open. If she shoots this 14 here, that tells me that she's going to play the 11 next. She really wouldn't have a good opening shot on any solids anyway, so this is really the only option she has. Nice little 2 rail out there. I think she's got a little bit of angle to where she can cut the 11 into the side and then come back out to the middle of the table. Depending on the angle, she might have to punch it a little bit. I think she's going to be just fine though. Alright, she's got a nice shot here on the 13. I think she's going to be just fine. Alright, so she can play either the 10 or the 15 right now. I think I kind of like the 10 a little bit more myself, but the 15 will lead to about anywhere you need to go, and she's looking at coming up above the 9 off the 15 right now. Good shot, good speed control. Left herself on the top side of the 9 so she can kind of come down for the 10, or she can take the 12 ball right now too. She's looking at where she wants to be for the 12. She might be saving the 10 so she can play the 8 ball in either the top or the bottom right corner pockets. I think that's what she's going to do. She might have gotten a little straight on this, but she's close enough to the 10 to where she can kind of punch forward or draw back for any angle she wants. she's just gonna roll this in, I would assume, and leave herself on the bottom side of the 8 for the 8 in the top right corner pocket. Just one more good positional shot, and she'll be up 2-0 and breaking. She decided to play short side shape. Must have been a little bit straighter than she would have wanted to be on the 10. Alright. Shui at the table breaking, leading 2-0 over Wan-Ling Wang. I think this one's going to come up dry as well. Alright, so she's got a really good opener for stripes. And if the 10 ball goes by the 5, which is what she's looking at now, and I think it does, you can really cheat the pocket a little bit. These pockets are playing a little bit bigger than normal, as it's newer felt. They're 4.5-inch Pro Cut pockets. The shelves aren't super deep, but they are relatively deep. If the 10 goes by the 5, then I think you play the 12 and you play up for the 10 next. Just go ahead and take care of that ball, and then the rest of the rack kind of lays out really nice. The hardest thing is going to be getting a good angle on the 11. You kind of have to make the 15 before you can do anything with the 11. Alright, so she's elected to play the 14. Or Maybe she's taking care of the 15 now. It's just kind of a stretch, and you're kind of elevating over the 2. Yeah, she's going to go ahead and play the 14. I don't blame her. I think that's a good shot selection. This one will lead to the 15. If you wanted to, you can just kind of come back to the middle of the table. She's also got the purple 13 up there by the 6 that she can always use as kind of a bailout ball. It's close enough to the pocket that you can make it from almost anywhere on the table. Good shot there on the 9. Got really good position on the 10. She's looking at how far of an angle she's okay with back cutting the 15. Because if you have to really cheat the pocket, you have to play this one nice and slow. If you play with any pace, it will hang up or spit back out, depending on how hard you hit it. She actually went off the 5, and it still went. Good shot there. She's got a nice straighter shot on the 11 here. Doesn't really have to do a whole lot with the cue ball. Maybe roll forward just a touch. She's looking at just simply drawing off this ball off the left long rail. Coming down a little bit for the 8 in the bottom right hand corner over here. It's a really touchy shot. Easy to underrun it or overrun it. Especially using spin. Oh. She tried to cheat the pocket a little bit instead of using the rail. Alright, Shui is going to play the 7 ball first. Nice opener. She's got the 4 ball hanging in this bottom left hand corner, so she can always use that anytime she needs to. She's going to play the 3-4 combination. I don't blame her. The 13's got the bottom right hand corner pocket kind of blocked out, so just go ahead and take care of that and put the 3 in the other corner. she's got a nice angle to just, she can either punch this one ball in or she can roll it in. Either way is going to be okay. She's looking at drawing back about a foot. Kind of keeping an eye on Lonnie's table too. Right now she's running out. Alright, so Shui's got really nice position here. She can just kind of punch this ball off the rail and draw with a little bit of draw, and it'll come back nicely for the 2, or she can follow forward and kind of stay down for the 6. Either way is perfectly fine. As long as you don't end up straight in on the 6, you should be good. I think she's got the perfect angle to just kind of bounce out off the left long rail up for the 2. It's going to be a important shot for speed control. Most of the players have adapted really well to the conditions. The rails are playing a little bit slower, but the cloth is still playing relatively fast because it's newer. Alright, so for this one, she's got a couple options. She can either just punch out off the rail back to the middle of the table for the 8 ball down in the bottom left-hand corner, or if she feels like she has the right angle, she can introduce a little bit of bottom right on this cue ball and draw off the right long rail and down for the 8 ball on the side. Bridging over the 8 the way she is, it's a little bit more awkward, but looks like she's trying to come down for the... Okay, no, she just punched over. Alright. Relatively straightforward 8 ball to go up 3-0. She's potted it. Looks like Wan is going to take her timeout. So we'll have a quick 5-minute break. In the meantime, I'd like to talk to you guys about all of our sponsors. Our presenting sponsor for this event is ONEIDA Casino and Hotel. They're also the host location, the event venue. We appreciate everything they've done for us, from having a crew helping us set up to taking care of all the players and the staff's needs. Can't say enough good about them and how they've treated us. Pechauer Custom Cues, fantastic organization, quality products. Appreciate every bit that the entire Pechauer family has done for everyone here. I mean, they've been so involved in helping with every little minute detail. They've helped out in any way, shape, or form that they can. Olhausen for letting us use these brand new 9-foot tables, newly released about 2 days ago. I've had the pleasure of hitting a couple balls on them, and I will say they roll really well. The rails aren't as springy as some other tables, which is kind of nice depending on your style of play. And then we've also got Taom billiard products for supplying us with the template racks that every single table is using. The referees are using that to rack every single time. The racks have been holding up really well. We appreciate every one of them, everybody who's put in time, effort, and resources to making this event happen here in beautiful Green Bay, Wisconsin. I'm going to step away for just a second. I'll be right back. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Stay tuned. Alright, we are back. Wan-Ling Wang to break. She saw something on the head ball and asked the referee to clean it for her. So one of the rules is the referees do all the racking on all the tables. I believe we have 5 referees. Appreciate all of them for being here. The players are not allowed to inspect the rack at any time. But she just happened to see something on the pink 4 from the top of the table from the head string side. Alright, another dry break. And it's not the most open of layouts, but it's relatively simple. I mean, you've got a lot of different ways. I don't want to say simple. You've got a lot of different ways that you can navigate it. The only issues you're going to run into is if you take solids, the 1 ball's an issue for you, but if you take stripes, then the 9 ball's a little bit of an issue. She's electing to go ahead and play the either the 13 or the 11. I think it's the 13. We are playing all ball fouls, so you will see the players being very meticulous about where they're choosing to put their arm at for bridging and purposes like that. Alright, I think she's got a nice angle here on the 14 where she can kind of go 2, maybe 3 rails to the other side of the 9. She's also got a good angle here on the 15 to play it off the back side of the 5 if she needed to. With where the 5 ball's at, makes that pocket so much bigger. So she could use that to manipulate any angle that she needed to get a little bit better on the 14 if that's what she wanted. She's called the 15 in the top left corner. Wonder if she's going to hit the rail about 3 inches above where the pocket is and go into the backside of the 5, or she's going to try and make it clean. She just selected to make it clean. Can't say I blame her. Gonna do the same thing with the 10. Now she's played it off the backside of the 5. I guess the 9 will go by the 7. This angle looked a little bit tighter, and I mean she's taking a good long look at it. It tells me it's a tight ball, but this is kind of the rack winning shot if you can make it. Yeah, it went perfectly fine. I think she had the whole pocket to work with actually. So now she can play this 14 ball. Yeah, she's going to fall a little bit short of where she wanted to be. I think she was playing up for the 11. She's going to try and bank this ball cross corner. This is not an easy ball to make. The ball's going to turn a lot more because the felt's a little bit newer, but this could be the opportunity that Wan needed for Shui to get out of line. Yeah. I think Wan's going to be just fine. I believe she can cue over the entire cue ball if she elects to shoot the 4, which I do believe is the right opening shot, but she can also play the 2 that if she wanted to and just kind of roll forward for the 3 in the top left. But I think the 4 is the right shot. Kind of carries natural position back to the middle of the table. She's falling pretty straight on this one, but she can kind of use a punch draw stroke to come on out if she needed to. Looks like she's elected. She's got the 7 down here in the corner too. Good positional shot there on the 5. I think she's got the right angle to where she can just roll forward for the 6 on the opposite side. No, she's elected to go a little bit further. She's fallen pretty straight on this 2 ball, but I think she's going to be okay. She can just kind of back it up if she wanted to, or she can play the 6 now and then go down for the 2 in the side or the corner. Got a couple different options. Depends on which one you're more comfortable with. She's going to like to play the 3, and I believe she's just going to use a little bit of inside and some draw to kind of keep this cue ball in the middle of the table. Yep. Used all of the pocket on that one, but it's still good. Nice shot there for a pretty straightforward 8 ball on the side to get on the board. Nice run out there by Wan-Ling Wang. Good way to navigate the rack. Shui Ching Jung to break, leading 3 racks to 1. I've noticed a lot of these international players have been using more of an open bridge. A lot of the Americans use the closed style, it seems like. She got a really nice spread there, just I believe the ball's right behind the head ball went a little bit short. Alright, looks like Wan's elected to take the stripes. Can't say I blame her. The 7 ball's a little bit troublesome for solids. It's nothing that's not manageable, but it does introduce a little bit of difficulty. I believe the 15 passes by the 5 down here in the bottom left-hand corner pocket, and if it does, that opens up for the 12 in the side. Expect her to play this with a low left ball to try and draw back out to the middle of the table. Alright, so I think she wanted to hit that 1 ball a little bit fuller. Try and help stop the cue ball more in the middle of the table, but I think she's going to be just fine. She actually might even have a really nice angle here to drop down on the 12 in this bottom right hand corner if it passes the 15. Or she can always back cut this 14. It's just a little bit of a blind shot. Nicely done there. Looks like she's gonna play the 14, so pulling the bridge out to make sure she doesn't make any contact with the 8 ball. A little bit touchy of a shot, but nothing she can't knock down. Really nice positional play there too. I think she can just roll this 12 ball in and go a little bit straight forward up for the 15 in the bottom right hand corner. She's off the rail a little bit, but there's not really a whole lot she can do as far as getting a little bit lower on the cue ball, but she's just going to roll it up. Good shot there. Just going to draw in between the 5 and the 6 here. Oh, don't do that. I don't think she came out enough. Oh, maybe she did. It's close. Alright. Guess she can see enough of it. She's spinning around it. Oh, what a shot. She did have to spin around it. Neither player has really had any success with pocketing a ball on the break, so I feel like if one of them's able to figure that aspect out, then they'll really be able to pull away. It's just tough. It's a good product, but this Taom template rack isn't used as much, or at least not in the pool room that I normally play in, but we don't really use template racks at all. We just normally use plastic or wood racks. I'm sure all these players have spent a good deal of time practicing with this particular one in preparation for the World Championship. It is a little bit different. Every single rack is. It's a really good product, though. I've used it last night a little bit whenever I was just kind of hitting on one of the practice tables, and all the balls froze together really nicely. It was thick enough that it didn't really crease whenever you put some power into it. Alright, she's moved the cue ball over about 4 inches off center. She's gone to a closed bridge. Now the 11 ball went a little high. The ball on the left side behind the head ball got kind of kissed out. It looked like it was on a good line. But if you're breaking from the right side of the table, you're trying to make the ball behind the head ball on the right. She's just a little bit off on that. Now Shui with a pretty open rack, honestly. I mean, I think she's looking at the stripes here. Can't say I blame her. Both options are pretty good. I do think that I like stripes better because you can always use the 9 ball to kind of bump the 15 or the 13 off of the 8. But solids are also a pretty straightforward play if she wanted them. Alright, she's going to draw back off this 11 ball back to the middle of the table. Nice positional shot on the 15 or the 12. She's got both options. She's looking at coming off the 12 into the 8 and the 13, or she might be able to just pocket the 13 from up above. Yeah, that's what she was looking at. Dwayne, I actually feel like cut breaking, as long as you can get down your aiming point, it's a little bit, you don't have to hit it nearly as hard, in my opinion. I'm not necessarily saying it's a soft break, but you're not trying to squat the rock, you're actually trying to get the cue ball to travel a little bit, go off the rail, and then come back into into the pile, so I actually think the cut break would work out really well for these players. It would allow them definitely to take a little bit, because they're both hitting the ball, or hitting their break at a relatively good speed, so it would allow them to take a little bit off, be a little bit more accurate. She's trying to cut this 14 all the way down. I mean, she's in a decent spot for it. Wow. Almost overcut it. Needs it to stop. Yeah, she's going to be just fine here. Plays with a little bit of low left. Bring the cue ball 2 rails back out. You could go 1 rail, but your cue ball is going to travel a lot farther. You could actually play those 2 rails, and you can get on the right or the left side, depending on which one you'd rather. At what speed you want to hit it. There's a lot of different options. Looks like she's going to try and stay on the right side of the table. Needs it to go a little bit. She came up a little bit short, but I think she's going to be just fine. Might use a hair of inside to kind of check this ball off the rail, but if not, you can use just straight top and it'll help it come short of the side pocket. I don't think the side pocket's really in play no matter what. You're hitting this ball so thin. Yeah, great shot there. And just like that, Shui Ching Jung is going to be leading 4-2 over Wan-Ling Wang. And I do believe it's going to be Shui's break. Real quick, I want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in. I see a couple hundred of you in the on the YouTube, and plus many more on Billiard TV and Amazon Prime. Thank you all for watching, supporting everything we do. Couldn't do it without y'all. I know the WPBA and the WPA are super grateful to everybody for supporting this. We are here at X-Pulled too. Alright, let's see if she sticks with the cue ball in the middle of the table in an open bridge. Alright, so she's going to cheat a little bit over to our left, her right. Sticking with the open bridge though, so we're looking for, it looks like the 9 ball to go in the left side pocket. It was coming up a little bit short. She actually ended up making the 13 though. The 9 ball was tracking a little short and got kissed around. That's how it ended up on the top part of the table. It is open after the break. Alright, looks like she's electing to play the 9 in the side pocket. Good shot there, needs it to go. Alright, so she's got the 15 in the side if she wants to cut at it. She's got the 14 in the top right corner. I think I like that better. It gets you back out to the middle of the table. So is the 10. Alright, so drawing off the 10 ball, off the left long rail and coming back out to the middle of the table. She's yeah, she's okay. I thought she overran it for a second. Looks like the 11 ball passes the 7 in the side. If it does, then that's a shot right now. Looking at where she wants to be for the 14. So she's looking to draw back about 6, maybe 8 inches. I don't know, she just kind of punched out a little bit above it. Instead of drawing back for the angle, she just made it a little bit further of a shot. Alright, so she can play this with bottom or top. She'll avoid the 6 ball either way. I can't tell if she has enough angle to kind of punch out off the left side rail or she has to go 2 rails out. The way she's cueing on it tells me she can just kind of punch out. Yeah. Good shot there. I do believe that this 8 ball goes in the bottom left-hand corner, but great positional shot there, nice touch. And this 8 ball to pull within 2 games of the win. And go up 5-2. There it is. Shui Ching Jung up 5-2 over Wan-Ling Wang. Couple scores from around the room. Let's see here. We've got Christina Tkach up 5-0. Margaret Steyer and Brittany Bryant are all square at 3-3 on our featured table, on table number 1. Also got Jordan Helfrey all square with her opponent on table 6. Couple of good matches going on right now. Alright, she's gone back to the middle of the table. Still with the closed bridge. Both of the balls behind the head ball went just ever so slightly long. Both hit the far point, but she has dropped a ball. The referee's going to mark the 7 ball to try and get the template off the table. That way the template doesn't interrupt the path of any balls. Alright, she's going to take a nice long look around the table. Make sure she makes the right decision for herself. I do believe that solids are the play. She was looking to make sure that the 7 ball went down here in the bottom left-hand corner by the 13. I do believe it does. If that's the case, then I think that's what she will elect to shoot. Right now she's looking at where she wants to be when she comes off the 3. Or she can always play the 6. It's just a little bit steep of a cut into the side. Anytime you play a ball that's sitting in that kind of awkward steep angle, you kind of want to be a little bit closer to your work. Alright, she's done well there to get on the 5. This 5 ball actually might carry shape. She might be going down to get the 7 ball now. I think she's under hit it a little bit. If she has, she's got one more good chance here to try and get there off the 2. So as long as you're not straight in, which I don't think she is, I think she's on the lower side of the ball. She can cut the 2 and use top inside, so top left, to spin the cue ball 2 to 3 rails around the bottom side of the table to get up for the 7. That is an option. Alright, so playing the 1 in the side pocket. I believe she's going to go for the 6 next. Oh no, she's played for the 2. She might actually try to bring this ball over to the right side of the table in between the 7 and the 13. Or she can just go past the 13, spin it off the rail. Yeah, that was tough to avoid the kiss. She's in a tricky spot now because there's no real good way to get from the 6 all the way back down here for the 7. Good morning, Cole. Glad you're here with us. Appreciate you tuning in. She's in a real tight spot here. I don't even know if she can go through the window and hit the 7. No, she's got to kick at it. There's no real good way to get safe off of it. Yeah, she's just going to try and tie the balls up a little bit, but I think we'll see Shui start with the 14. She might play the 14 into the 11 if it doesn't go by the 15. Wan really kind of needed the 8 to be snookered up a little bit more towards the middle, in between the 7 and the 14. The 8 still goes in this bottom left-hand corner. Yeah, she's got it nice and open now. I think Shui is a pretty big favorite to get out of this rack. There's no real issues whatsoever. Alright, so she's gone all the way up for the 10 now. As long as she didn't land straight in on it, she's perfectly fine. Even if she did, she's close enough to her work that she could hit it with a pretty good punch stroke and kind of manipulate an angle off of it wherever she needed. Alright. Should be a pretty simple stop shot here. She might draw back just a hair to give herself a little bit more angle on the 11 to drop down for the 13, but she doesn't really have to. It's kind of personal preference. Oh, wow. Alright. Not sure she expected to be back at the table, but I know she welcomes it. Good shot there. This is to pull within 2. just like that, the score is going to be 5-3. That could prove to be a pretty vital mistake there from Shui. Only time will tell. Instead of going up 6-2, now it's 5-3. It's a 2-game swing. All right. Alright guys, I'm back. I had to step away for just a second. Looks like Wan's chosen to take on stripes there. Just in kind of a tricky spot. Not really a whole lot to shoot at. If she wants to try and stay offensive, she can one-rail kick at this 13. Looks like she's electing to back cut the 15. Those are really the only two options. It's a really tricky shot. She's knocked it down. What a shot. Alright. Looks like she's going to play the 9-ball cross corner. Curious to see if she crosses over the ball. Looks like she's going to kind of dig into it and try and hold it. Beautiful shot. don't know if she's come away with a shot on the 13, but she definitely has a shot on the 14. She can just roll this forward to try and get the 12, either in the corner or the side. I think, personally, I prefer the 12 on the side, then you can just draw across the table for the 13, but that's also very touchy. Yeah, she was cueing on the rail. The ball was pretty close, so it makes accuracy a little bit tougher. Shui was looking to see if the 1 ball passes. It does. She can also use that to kind of nudge the 2 free. I'm not quite sure she has the angle to make any kind of contact with the 2 from where she's at. I think she's going wide of it. Yeah, she's playing it drawing off the 1 back to the middle of the table to play the 4 next, it looks like. We'll know more here in a second whenever she goes to cue on the ball. She elected to play the 4 first. I don't blame her. Next, I think we're going to see her take on the 6. Leave herself with enough angle to kind of slide over for the 1. She actually has a pretty decent safety off the 1 too if she wants to try and utilize it. She could use the 1 to pocket Wan's 13 ball. Yeah, I think she's falling a little short on it again. Curious about what she's eyeing up here. I guess she has an angle to kind of come over and nudge the 14. What a shot. That was absolutely perfect. Great speed, great contact. Now she just has to draw this ball back about a foot, maybe 14 inches, somewhere in that region. You just don't want to overdo it. It's better to cut it more than to be hooked. Yeah. This 8-ball to get on the hill. Well done there. Alright. Shui Ching Jung up 6-3 over Wan-Ling Wang. Do believe it's going to be Shui's break. Oh no, it's going to be Wan's break. Alright. Still sticking with the break in the middle of the table. She's come close to pocketing the ball right behind the head ball almost every time. See if she maybe takes a little speed off of it. And that one's going to be dry, and I don't really see any issues here as far as problem balls. Both sets are kind of wide open. It's just a matter of which one she feels like she has a better opening shot on. Alright, she's selecting to play the 5-ball first. Used off the pocket, but got there. Good shot. She might go ahead and take care of the 4-ball here. 4-ball kind of leads to the 6. She can take the 4-ball now, or she can take the 2-ball and try and come back for the 4. Looks like that's what she's going to do. Just use a high ball here. Bounce back out. She's actually got a better angle now for the 6, I think. I don't think it's too steep. Is she looking at splitting the gap in between the 14 and 10? Or is she looking at just drawing straight over? I think she's looking at drawing straight over. Needs it to slow down a hair. Alright. I think she's got a nice angle here. I think she could actually come out 2 rails if she wanted to off the 6, or she can play the 7 right now. Alright, 1 rail out. She's either going to take the back cut on the 3 or she's going to play the 1. It's not much of a back cut. That's what she's looking at. She's going to come either 1 rail above or 2 rails underneath the 1. Kind of depends on the angle she has. 2 rails underneath. Good shot. I like her leaving the 7 ball as the out ball to get on the 8. So this one, if the angle's really shallow, she can go forward or she can drop back. It's kind of a personal preference. Great shot there. 1 more positional shot and then an 8 ball straight in for the win. Alright, just like that, Shui Ching Jung takes it down 7-3 over Wan-Ling Wang. Appreciate everybody for tuning into this one. Thank you again to all of our sponsors. We will be back in about 30 minutes for the second match of the day.